All right, we are live, everyone.
Like they can hear us?
They can hear every word y'all are saying. So
just a minute, folks. The famous people will be here.
Who's the famous people?
You can't hear. There they are. Okay, show me how to do this.
Come on, Rock.
Is this? Oh, here it is. I got it. Oh.
Oh, I've got an ad.
Yeah, why do you have an ad when you're live?
Making that money. Somebody's getting greedy.
Rocky, where are you sitting?
On camera somewhere.
Okay, we got a few minutes.
Come on, yeah.
Oh, I've got to share it. I was too busy play fighting with you.
You got 3 minutes before we take off here.
Hey, Eddie.
Eddie, who?
I wish you could have been here for the first 5 minutes before the camera turned on.
Eddie Smith?
Eddie Smith.
He ain't seen nothing.
Shh. He knows how you are. He knows you're a
Me?
diva.
Yeah, you were the one who blew the motor up in the car, huh?
What's up, everybody? How's it going? Michael Sterling from Dallas, Texas. Go ahead.
Hey, superfan Mike. Glad you caught alive. What train
Old school talking about what train wreck. You'll know in a minute. Y'all
when the
know.
Wi-Fi cuts out because we're
We
all on our
we ought to
phones.
be taking bets on how long before it crashes tonight, before something goes bad.
I'll put my $20 up.
Hey, Alan from Kansas. Pennsylvania, Jason Thompson. What's up, Jason?
Names
We got a Roll Tide up in here.
published.
Bama Mowers Garage. Yeah, we ain't there yet all. Got 2 minutes. I can keep reading.
We are another train wreck with the home.
Mr.
Can
Ed-
everyone hear me?
Oh, Mr. Eddie wants to know what you're missing.
What we're
am I
missing.
missing?
Are you missing anything?
Nothing right now.
Like if I took you to a racetrack right now, would
You
you
could
be able to
jump
go
in
out
the
on
car
that track and go?
No, he's
Why
got. I left my hybrid in his car because I figured that my next race would
Your
be in
safety,
his
your safety device. Yeah.
Oh.
car. Oh wow! Already.
We're live. It's
Hey.
okay. So Ruby's making treat bags for her fall party at school tomorrow, but I think she's eaten half of the candy.
Eddie said 3 things.
3.
What else did you leave in Eddie's car?
I'm gloves. Gloves, Eddie?
This dude here.
Look what he left laying here.
Somebody sounded.
Who's sounds on?
That is mine. Yeah, you can tell where he's been, right?
I like to leave my
Head, sock, and earbuds.
Wow.
Eddie, you should sell those things back to him.
That'd be cool. Very cool.
Mr. Eddie, you're on my team, huh?
Yeah.
He
Why
was.
he's coming Saturday night to deliver.
Bring you all your stuff.
He was. He cost him some
It's
money.
all right. Yeah, it's 6:30.
Is it
Get
6:30?
rolling. It is.
All right.
Somebody
You
asked.
have a different paper than me.
Well, I'm gonna let you run the show. So. I just saw a question and I was waiting on it to be 6:30 before I answered it.
Can you answer?
Yeah, about our engine. Somebody asked about our engine. We haven't taken it to the engine builder yet. And, that's probably overkill. It probably doesn't have to go that far, but it being a great engine like it is, we didn't want to take any chances. We're missing a few little pieces off of the rocker arm that broke.
Minor stuff.
It really is minor because it didn't break in the race, apparently. You said it had all the power you needed to get by that guy, and it must have, on the shutdown lap, it come apart. No big deal, and it looks like we got a couple flat roller rocker tips. So that looks like the culprit, and nothing major as of right now. We think but we did put the other engine in. A lot of y'all commented that we shouldn't have sold the money eater and this and that. Well, we didn't. We had it for sale. We had a couple tire kickers. Nobody bought it. We still got it, stuck it in. Me and Rocky and Chase fired right up, and it's ready to go. We're ready to race.
Take it away, Chase.
So, Mr. Eddie, while we've got your attention, as you're telling on me for leaving my stuff, like I said, I thought we were friends. I would like to thank you for allowing me to run your race car at Tri-City Speedway, for trusting me with your equipment, although I was abusive to your equipment. I really appreciate it. And then I'd like to thank Mr. Brent Thompson for setting that car up. Man, I'm telling you. By the way, I noticed one of the questions was, what kind of chassis is it? It is a Pierce Platinum. I'm not real sure of the year.
By Brent
Thompson.
Yes.
And the car is amazing. It fit my driving style to a T. We did like hardly any adjustments to it. Just grinded some tires and put fuel in it, and the car was just awesome. So I really appreciate what he did as far as for setup. Mr. Pat, Bub, I seen that they had a tornado go through and tear their stuff up.
Yeah.
Hate
God bless
to hear
y'all.
that.
Hate to hear that, but glad y'all are safe.
Yeah, certainly. But I want to thank y'all for everything y'all did for us, helping change the engine, helping grind tires, everything y'all did. Is Matt working?
No, Matt Hubbard.
Oh, okay. I would like to thank Mr. Matt. And then I would like to thank Super Dave, is what we call him. So I needed some chrome 3-inch offset wheels. Any other people that are friends with me on Facebook, it was a while ago. I was scrambling. I needed 3-inch offset wheels because I was trying something on the left rear of the car. Anyways, I couldn't get any ordered in time. And I called Mr. Eddie. Mr. Eddie called Dave, and Dave had some wheels sitting outside the shop that we ended up using, that we were going to use at Deep South Speedway, and ended up running out. But anyways, I'd like to thank Super Dave for everything he did as well. And then I'd like to thank Mr. Scott for giving Ruby her car.
She wanted to tell him thank you.
She can.
Okay. Shut it
Thank
down.
you, Ruby.
We heard
Thank
you.
you. Okay, you're done. All right, I'm gonna go to the questions that were submitted today during the day. Let's start with this one. I guess both of y'all need to.
Mike wants to know what's in the cup, right?
Gatorade.
Gatorade.
Water.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You done?
Yes.
Okay, y'all done? All right. Do y'all do all of your filming and editing on your phone, or do you use a GoPro and a laptop?
That's a mess right now. I'll just be honest. Look,
I'm
it's
so
a mess.
glad we started with
Why
this.
did we have to start with that? I've got to hear.
I don't like change. I have an
I love
iPhone
it.
like this, similar to this,
Love
that I
it.
video everything. And it's easy for me. I go in to edit it and it's all right there. He's got about 18 GoPros, 50 something little bitty cards that I can't even see. And it's a mess. And he videos on his GoPro now, and he's trying to mix it with he wants me to continue videoing with this on the track because it's a better video. So when I edit it all together, I've got a mess because it's all out of sequence. So I have to go and I got a race here, and then I got to go try to find 3 videos that goes before that, and then there's 6 videos in between. It's a mess, and they're killing me. It already took me a long time to edit. Now it's taking even longer, but I'm gonna get through it.
Did y'all answer the question?
He answered the
So
question.
Okay.
we video on a GoPro mostly now, and we use my iPhone for only the video of the racing, and then I have to edit it. I'm the editor, so I have to put it all together, and it doesn't put it in the time slot. It puts my iPhone videos here and a whole wad of GoPro down here, and I have to try to cut them
The
in.
solution to the problem, though, would be to have a GoPro and to have a from the stands video camera rather than an iPhone. That way, it uses an SD card and it places
This
it in
dude
the
wants
same
me
order.
up there with like a whole camera with microphone and lights hanging off of it. I'm using my little, and I'm comfortable with that. I'm good. Give me my glass. Anyway, that's.
All right, moving
that
on.
answers that.
Next question.
Somebody said we need an iMac. I think we got 3 of them.
We've got
Yeah.
one, and
I
it's
just can't.
not a fan.
Okay, all right. Are you ever moving up to a late model?
Okay. I shared again on my personal Facebook. I need to start sharing these things on Chase Holland Racing. I shared
Imagine
Nick
that.
Hoffman's podcast that he did, talking about his funding, his racing, and everything like that. If you know anything about Nick Hoffman ended up, he's a jam up modified driver builds chassis. He's gotten an offer. He's been riding in Scott Lundquist's equipment. And he talks about the amount of money that it takes to run each thing. Where we're at running a modified is all we can afford. So if I had more funding, possibly, or if I had somebody that hired me as a driver, yes. But
You're
it's
talking super late model.
great late model race the same way. Wheels are double, things are double, shocks are double.
Okay.
Something else?
No,
No,
I just,
not at all.
I
We're
just
just
know
listening.
what the beginning of the year was looking like, and I didn't know if that was still top secret or. And apparently it is because all the looks I'm getting.
Okay.
So.
All
I know
right.
that.
No, we're good.
Hold up, y'all have a,
I mean, are you?
Can we just
Yeah, I
stop
thought
right
we
now? Can
covered that already.
No.
Oh, okay, okay. Apologize. Here goes the train wreck.
Take
part
two.
of it.
Here we go again. All right, you want to hit some of your notes instead of my notes?
Avery, my sister, for being a super fan in the cheer squad and our race team. You know, everything that I do, Avery cheers on, supports 110%, and I really appreciate her support. And you know, her being my sister, it takes her having to sacrifice certain things for me to be able to do what I love to do. So I appreciate her and Ruby for what they did for me. So, anywho.
Oh, I'm sorry, excuse me, my turn. What are the plans for off-season? Updates to the car or the program? I know the answer
Well,
to this.
somebody decided to go ahead and start updating the car in the middle of an engine swap and
No, I thought he was going with this.
we had to change tires over, change the engine, and we made a couple adjustments.
Okay, so I'm gonna change the
I
subject.
had a MB by CDR, and now I have a MB by everybody and their mom. I've taken a piece of this, a piece of that. I've talked to Jimmy. I've talked to this one. I've talked to that one, and I've not only have I just taken the perfect baseline that I've had, but I crumbled it up, threw it away, and did what I wanted to try. So you.
I probably wouldn't have went that far because if
Yeah.
you look like a mess this weekend,
Well,
everybody knows why.
There's my excuse.
So Chase,
Hopefully not.
which
Yeah.
I'm super proud, has decided that he's going to try some things on his race car for the last 2 races of the season.
Mhm.
Here we go.
We thought we were just going to go this weekend, race, win the races, and come home. But no, we're going to test for the
Gotta
next
be
2
exciting.
weekends. We're going to keep it real. So,
So during the off season, we may be trying to get our car back to where it was when it was winning races. We have a shop to finish. What you trying to hold?
can
something
we?
back?
So the plans for the off season is Chase has a partial new shop right now. The plans are to get Chavis's shop back so that Chavis has his own space. We're going to get all the street stock parts, the street stock car back in its position, get everything moved out, cleaned up, and Chase is going to start putting walls on his shop and organizing, and a whole bunch of stuff's going up for sale.
Ryan, we're super thrilled. Or I am. They aren't. Anyways.
Just if we had all the parts, I'd probably be more excited.
What did Ryan say?
Well,
Oh, Lord.
We'll have it tomorrow.
Okay. All right. Are you going to stay with the blue color scheme?
That was something that amongst the off season, I was going to do a poll on our YouTube and Instagram and Facebook about. But more than likely, yes, that is going to become my colors and my main sponsor on my race car. And while I'm on that, I would like to thank Mr. Ted and Miss Shannon for everything that they have done for me at the, mid-season on. They came in, probably mid-summer.
It was the last time we were at Outlaw. They came down that
Yeah.
weekend and
I don't know if that was June or what, but I mean, it was.
Anyways, since then they have just been amazing. They've taken care of us. They hang out with us. In comparison, for an outsider looking in, they are just like Mr. Eddie to us, and we really appreciate them and everything they do for us. And in honor of that, we did the blue paint scheme, and honestly,
it's been a big hit.
I like it, but the problem that I have with it is all throughout all of my karting, racing, everything, I've been orange, purple, or orange and gray. I've had orange somewhere. So we might try to put some orange in that, or we may just leave it. But yes, we're gonna have blue somewhere.
All right. So you met Travis at the Street Stock Nationals, and he is moving up from go-karts into a pure stock. And his dad wanted to know if you had any advice for him, which you get asked this quite often from different people who are moving out of karts into cars and stuff, and what kind of advice you would have for them.
Practice makes perfect, or close to perfection. I know that starting out, if we could go back over and do it again, I would have made a whole lot more laps before I got out on the track with other people in a full-blown race car, because I practiced 3 times maybe.
And the first time in competition, he almost quit on me. Like, for
Yeah.
real, first time in his racing career that he was ready to quit.
And it wasn't a matter of they were just they pounced. They were aggressive, and I'm like a kart racer that had never done anything else before. So I strongly advise a lot of practice, a lot of getting comfortable with how the car feels before you get beside other people.
And be patient too.
Yes.
When you're racing other people, just because you can put it in there don't necessarily mean you always got to. And I think racers will respect you more if you grow up to being really good than if you knock their fenders off headed to the front. I think you'll get a lot more respect from the people, and probably more help from the people you're racing.
That's another thing. If you got anybody local to you that you can get any kind of help from of any sort, just a strong baseline that you can go off of,
right.
then you'll be a lot better off.
Yeah.
It takes an army.
Yep. I agree.
Scoot up, I'm gonna fit.
I have no clue what just happened. Oh,
Is that
we're
gumbo?
cooking, folks.
We're burning
Burning?
turnip greens.
Oh,
That's
Oh,
even-
that's lovely. No problem.
We'll
I got
still
it.
have that smell in here next.
Bring the smoke back.
We're good. We're good. Okay, sorry about that. You can do some of your list, and then I'll do some of mine.
My list? I'm sorry.
Yeah, come on.
Focus, yeah. it's supposed to be.
Mr. Kenny Harris. We met Mr. Kenny beginning of this season. He's one of Eddie's good friends. He's from around that area. And not only he does woodworking, Harris Woodworking. He's made us several signs. He's made our family signs. He made Rocky cornhole boards.
No, that's for you. He just brought it to me, but go ahead.
It's a package. It's Mr. Kenny and Miss Lisa.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And they travel together, and they're just great people, which is no surprise. Everybody
Yeah.
I've met.
Really
has
great.
been just
Really great people.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So thank you again.
And Mr. Kenny's won a couple races in his life.
Yes, he
I think
has.
so.
Gets right
I
in
think
there on
so.
that corner, and he grabbed that valve cover. I grabbed it, and it was so hot. He said, "I can't feel nothing.
I
in my
can't feel
hands
them
anyway."
anyhow.
He's standing there holding it. I'm like, yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Just needed a real name.
That's right. That's right.
Anyways,
Or no.
Mr. Jason for the gas money, Mr. Tim for the gas money as well. I really appreciate that. That is, what gets us up and down the road, literally provides us the way to go and to these out of town shows and hang with you people.
And look, what's so cool about that is Chase is in college, and then it'll just pop up on our phones that we got money through PayPal, and we're like, what? and then it has notes with it and stuff. I mean, it's just the most awesome thing.
Overwhelming.
And it always comes at the best times.
Oh.
You know, and we try to be as real as we possibly can on camera, but there's certain things in our lives that we can't just publicly address because it just would seem differently than it truly is. But it's been an overwhelming season for us, and it's been amazing to have y'all along for the ride to take care of us in the ways that y'all have.
I don't know where we go from here, but I'll tell you, it's been a good year
Yes,
for
it has.
racing and for meeting people and traveling.
It's honestly mind blowing. I mean, because we don't watch mainstream news and we don't have cable. We try to stay off of all of that. And, but of course we hear bits and pieces about the stuff going on here and there and how awful people is. That's all you ever hear is the negativity. And I mean, honestly, we've been brought to tears so many times this year. I mean, it's the fans are just, it's incredible. The generosity and the thoughtfulness that people have.
Like I was going to say, I'm sure he's on your list there, Chris.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Chris Heather.
I mean, Chris has got a story in itself.
Yeah.
And, he's a fighter in more ways than one, but he owns a business, reached out to us.
DLH Home
The
Solutions.
one that
DLH.
Mom drew the sticker on the
Right.
side of the
Became
car.
a sponsor of ours a little while back.
Over the
And,
summer.
we were in a rush to get this body on, to get the graphics on. Our graphics guy is ending the year and he's got a baby on the way and a lot of stuff going on. So we try not to put our graphics guy with the,
Yeah, I didn't hear that.
you didn't know about Jeremy and Tyler?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was fixing to say,
Who do
okay.
you think?
I thought you were talking about Chris.
No.
No.
So anyway, we were in a pinch and a crunch for time,
My bad.
and we missed Chris's. We proved it. All of us looked at this thing, and we were so excited that, man, that's awesome. The colors. We did not catch. We missed probably 3 of our really
I know of
good
at least
sponsors.
3 that we missed.
So Chris comes to the track, and I felt like this big, knowing that his name's not on there, and he didn't think nothing about it. He's like, no, it's no, and we're like, no. So Adrian whips out the Sharpie and draws his logo on there, and I'm not gonna lie, it was terrible at first. I'm like, oh my goodness, good for what it was.
He was
and
very
he
happy.
was happy,
And
and
impressed.
and we cut up with him and stuff, and I hate I didn't get to meet his family, come back there with the family and stuff, and I didn't get to meet them. But anyway, Chris, we really appreciate you.
Absolutely.
And it's people like you that allow us to do what we're doing, and we certainly appreciate that. Thank you very much.
My turn?
Sure. Or I can ask you another question if you'd like.
Well, let's go through some
Let's
questions.
go through some questions.
Um,
What'd you think about Tri-City, folks?
The
Loved
wall is treacherous. Love the racetrack.
Yeah.
I mean, the racing was good. The track was nice. No issues with that. It was just really difficult for me to run the top, and that's where I'm the most comfortable at. And there were people commenting like, you need to try running the bottom more. I'm not against running here or there or anywhere as long as it's where it's fast. But as far as from my comfort zone, and it sounds crazy, I like being up there more than I do on the tires because you don't run the risk of knocking the left front off. But anyways, love the racetrack. We'll certainly be back next year. And yeah, I'd like to thank my crew that went with me. So my pawpaw went, Rocky, of course, went with us. My Uncle Wayne, last minute,
Wow.
showed up.
Little Wayne.
Wow.
Showed up at what
Poor
day
Rocky.
we leave?
Yeah,
Oh, I love
Wednesday morning.
Wednesday morning at 8:00, he pulls up with the suitcase and is like,
Said, I'm going.
let's go.
Shorts and flip flops. I
Yeah.
said,
Yes.
Yeah, let's go, Wayne.
let's
And
do
then,
it.
as you can see, we needed him.
Yeah.
Yes,
Don't
definitely.
fall off, and
Definitely.
He put it on the door. And then my Uncle Albert and Mr. Pete came and supported us. We really appreciate that. My Mama Squirrel for cooking for all of us, as well as Mr. Eddie for cooking all of us.
Both of them.
We certainly weren't short of food at all.
Never.
I think it was Friday morning. We were in the motor home, and I heard a knock on the door, and we were
Oh,
still
my
in our
goodness.
pajamas. And I ease the door open, and it's Eddie with a platter of breakfast burritos, fresh off the griddle. I'm talking about some of the best.
I don't
burritos.
generally eat breakfast burritos because I'm just weird like that. But I eat Mr.
Yeah.
Eddie's breakfast.
He
Bacon,
eats anything Eddie
Bacon,
cooks.
egg, cheese, hash brown,
Salsa.
salsa. Oh my goodness, man! I mean, straight off the griddle. So yeah, Eddie takes care of us.
Yeah,
for sure.
Certainly.
How has the internet world changed your racing career? And I'm assuming they're talking about your business page, your YouTube, all of that. I mean, I thought that was a great question because I don't think.
That's one of those things that it's difficult for me to explain without getting emotional, because it's crazy to go from the fact that all I was able to do was race week to week, barely afforded tires for the car here and there. We had to use other people's takeoffs, fuel, and then you take into consideration the parts that we tore up and everything. It was really difficult for me to be able to do what I love to do. And the thing is that any of my racers would know that the only way for you to get better is to race more and to race with different groups of people at different racetracks. So when we started the whole social media deal, everything starts from zero. So, there wasn't really much of a support group besides my family and, local racetrack fans. And it built up from there. And, this season and last season have been like just crazy for me. They just been, I've blown up in my opinion compared to what I had 3 years ago.
Exactly.
And it's provided me just like this trip we took. 3 years ago, I would not have been able to. It'd have been crazy for me to go on this trip because I wouldn't have had the experience to go.
Yeah.
2, we wouldn't have known Mr. Eddie, and 3, we just wouldn't have had the funding or the budget. Another one, Bristol. All of them that we went to, we just wouldn't have had the budget to be able to go and do the things that we're doing now. So, and that's just a testimony of what kind of fan base I have, and y'all for backing me. So. It's overwhelming, and I appreciate it. And yeah, it's changed my life. It's changed it for the better. And I hope that it's something that can provide me with a way to do it for a living.
Yeah, I used to stay on you pretty hard about money because it was all coming out of my wallet and your mom's wallet, mainly mine because she wasn't really the one swiping the credit card every time we went to the speed shop and making the phone call. So I was like really stressed out. And man, just like you ordering all this stuff this week, I'm like, order it. Yeah, let's do it.
I'm hurting now, but yeah, I wouldn't have been able to do that.
But yeah, and that's good.
Another example is I never had a brand new set of shocks. I was able to buy 2 sets now.
Yeah.
If that tells you the funding that I have, and I appreciate it. It wouldn't be possible without the fans or the sponsors that I have.
Well.
So it's been pretty good to you.
Yes, I would say.
It's been all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been amazing.
Because I know you let me take the credit card one day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Did you
what
have
was
any-
it? $148,000
Yeah.
One was for disrespect. What was it?
He was trying to buy luck.
Yeah.
He bought $5,000 worth of luck.
15,000.
Worth of luck at the speed shop.
Jason will sell you anything
Yeah.
you want.
Yes. You have anything to say about how it's changed?
It has. I agree with everything Chase said. I feel like it's made us even tighter as a family to travel and go and do, and it's made it a lot of fun.
It has.
It's still got its roller coaster moments.
It's a blessing, and you got to take the good with the bad, as do everything else in life. But
The other night when you hit the wall, that was one of them times, man, that I come in, I'm like, oh my goodness.
Oh, I was ready to hurt some.
what was really
Turn
the
out
worst part
lights and
about it
shut the door.
is I've got to share that. I've
Yeah,
got to
well,
share
that's
that,
what I'm
hey, I
getting
made a
at.
mistake. Whereas before this, I could just be like,
Well, I mean, and you
Nobody
come
saw
in
it.
straight up and was like, did he put me there? And I'm like, no. And we watched the video, and it's like, I could see the blood run out of you when I showed you that you drove
Yeah.
yourself into the wall. So only thing to do there is lick your wounds and fix everything. And that's what we did. And you raced your way into the A-main. And that's what makes it fun for me.
Yeah.
And it don't always work like that, but it's fun.
but when it does, you're
it's a good
thankful
feeling.
for it.
It's a good feeling.
Tim Nash and his family. If y'all don't know who Tim Nash is, you
Oh,
are
please.
missing out. You are-
Old number 7 garage.
They
Tim
all know
Nash.
who he
No,
is.
you don't know,
Yeah.
just in
Yeah.
case. I'm telling you.
Go check
Great
them
people.
out. Mr. Tim, we met him beginning of this season, somewhere in there. I've always watched his videos. I can tell you when I watched. I started watching when Tim had 2,000 subscribers. I watched his bodybuilding videos that he did because that's what I was looking to get into at the time. And he had some really neat stuff that he showed me, and I took it and built off of that. But anyways, I've been with him since 2,000
Yeah.
subscribers.
And now
We
he's
met
got
Tim.
25,000
Yep.
subscribers, so he's big
Yep.
time.
So Tim, we talked. We wanted to race each other, and this was the best race for both of us schedule wise to do so. Tim worked some things around and made it, and him and his family came and raced with us, and it was just an awesome time. I mean, they're just like Eddie and
We
everybody.
never got to really compete with him head to head because he broke, and then we were in different heats, and then we broke, so we never got to race Tim head to head. But we did get to meet his mom.
I
and
can
dad
say
and
this
family.
now, since we're away from the racetrack, you better be lucky. I was coming.
Yeah.
Great people,
We'll
though.
never know.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Great
awesome.
Really are great people.
So, now it's on the list.
Oh, okay. Do you have any goals that you would like to meet by the end of the year?
Well, my goal, honestly, after I won 3 races this year, and this is not cocky, this was just a goal for me to push forward towards. Before this season, I had won 6 races total, I believe, before I got an MB Custom. So I won 3 races already early in the season, almost back to back, and I was like, we've got a good car. There's no reason why we shouldn't be able to win 15 races. So my goal was to win 15 races by this season, by the end of this season. We're 7 in now. There's 2 more races this season. So hopefully we can end up with 9.
You're 8
Which will-
right now, I think.
I'm 8.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
okay.
pretty sure.
Well, then we'll end up
Bless his heart.
with 10. I'm sorry.
Oh,
That's-
you're counting.
You're counting your wins before we ever get there?
No.
It's going to be a bad
No,
weekend.
I
Chickens
said
before they
I
hatch.
said if I can win 2 of them, that'll make 10.
Okay.
Anyways, so I won't be able to reach that goal, but that was a goal for me this season to be able to do. But that being that we didn't reach that goal, next season's goal will be 15 wins. As far as for our YouTube, the goal is 25K subscribers before the end of the year, which us being YouTubers, I think we started it in February sometime. So by February, that's the goal on that. But that's really the only 2 goals I really had set in place.
Can you go turn that TV down, please?
Don't go that way. Go this way. Come on. Turn this
All
way. Okay. Where are your last 2 races going to be at?
Deep South, the same place. We are going to be at Deep South Speedway this weekend
Where's Deep South?
in Loxley, Alabama. We are trying to get Matt with Race Ranch to show up there for next weekend's event.
November 6th.
Yep, November 6th. It's going to be a great modified show. It's $3,000 to win.
Modified
It's
Mania.
bringing a modified mania. It's bringing a good group of cars. So if you're not doing anything that weekend, if it's not too far away for you, you ought to come down and hang out with us. And
Tim Nash never said no.
No,
He kind of acted like he was going to leave that on the table, and that'd be cool if he come down.
we might be able to get Tim to come with us.
You don't think?
Nah,
He kind of seemed like he might come.
I'm not talking about that, but I don't know if it'd be that cool if he showed up.
Oh.
I mean, you know.
The fangirl
I'm
over
joking.
here.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Anyways, what else?
You got anything else on your list?
I don't.
Nothing?
Jet Swanson. I don't know if y'all have ever heard of Jet. Jet is a racer out of Minnesota. We met him in Minnesota, and great family. Honestly, reminds me of my family in the sense of how they do everything. He's not. I don't know. I haven't seen of any kind of YouTube stuff or like that, but he's got a Facebook and an Instagram page that y'all should certainly go and check out. Jet Swanson Racing.
They are some of the hardest workers you will
Certainly.
see in the pits. I mean, they have what I've seen at Deer Creek and at Tri-City. They have some of the worst luck that happens to them.
Yep.
And they never quit. They
Never quit.
Keep digging.
Never quit.
And that says a lot. Him on the track, his dad working, the whole family. It's inspiring to see. So I hope they keep on.
Something
doing it.
else that I can tell you about, not just Jet, but just people in general, is when something goes wrong, what their reaction is. I'm not going to go into it, but they had some issues and just the way they reacted to the whole thing. I mean, they're great people.
Yeah.
I mean, great people.
May I say something now?
Yeah, I couldn't find the Allen wrench, and I was ready to flip the car over.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean,
So
yeah, and they
I
were
see
just like,
people-
Well, you had a lot on your mind.
Well, yeah, but that's no excuse.
I mean, look what we're dealing with.
Okay.
I'm
It's
still
fine.
looking for another team.
all right.
My turn.
No, not yet.
Oh, Jet, there he is.
All right. So, Mr. David Hartley, this is a great question. And I think this is going to be a good one. If money was not a problem, Chase, what would be your next step? That's a scary thing to ask, Chase.
To go on tour with USMTS in a modified. Now, we've talked about getting a late model, talked about doing some late model stuff. That would be awesome if that happens. If it does happen, that's awesome. I'm really looking forward to that. But as far as for, if I had the money, I'm going to go tour with USMTS is my plan. So, that means double of everything. You'd have to have 2 of everything, maybe even 3. So that's what I would do.
Good to know. All right. How did you get your channel to blow up and get out there?
There's multiple things that happened. So one thing, Hunt the Front was still relatively small when they did it. I think they were at about 13K subscribers, which is, I'm not saying they're small. That's where we are.
Right.
Compared to where they're at today, they're up to like 98 or something.
Almost.
Anyways, I asked them for a shout out, sent them some merchandise, and unboxed some merchandise. I ended up gaining about 500 subscribers off of that, around about. So at the beginning of this season, I had 4,000 subscribers. We signed up for Bristol. At the start of Bristol, I think I pulled in the gates with probably 6,000 subscribers roundabout. The week after Bristol, I had 10,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
So Bristol really blew my channel up because of the raw emotions, the things that we did. It was just you could see what really happened at Bristol for a low budget racing team at the time. So that did it for me. And as far as for other big shows, every time I go to a big show, it seems like I do so much better as far as social media and everything else, merchandise. I do so much better. So the goal is next season is to hopefully travel more than we did this season to more strategic events that people want to watch, like Bristol.
Fairbury is certainly on our list.
Yeah.
We may revisit some that we definitely going back to Tri-City. We
Yeah,
know that for
certainly.
sure. Be my
We'll be
Going
at
back to
Cedar
Deer
Lake,
Creek.
Deer Creek.
Deer Creek, we're in.
We're going to be at those. If I don't do anything else next season, I pray, hope, fight for, I want to be at Dirt in December next year.
Where's that?
That's the dome.
The Dome.
I'm not
Oh,
going.
Lord, we gotta have 2 cars.
I'm not going.
Oh,
So mark that on your calendars. We'll, not this year, but
We need to
next.
answer
we
this
hope
because a
to.
lot
Okay,
of
what's
people,
up?
everyone has asked why we didn't bring the backup motor, and there's really only one reason why.
Okay.
Not my fault.
Yeah, not my fault either.
Hey y'all.
Hey, Daddy.
Yeah. It was just one of those decisions that Rocky asked me in the shop. He said, "You want to bring the engine?" And I mean, had my truck, had room
Oh, I
for
forgot
it.
about that.
Oh
I didn't
yeah,
think
there's
we had room.
no reason not to. And I said no. I said if we have to change the engine, I'm out. We're done. And I just had that much confidence in our engine. I mean, and that
That's
says
true.
a lot
Still
about
do.
our engine builder.
Absolutely.
And what broke was something, it was parts
Minor.
failure. It's a
It was
minor
not
thing.
Mr. Ronnie's fault.
And we could have found a rocker arm and put it together and still raced, but I just decided to put it in the trailer and say, I don't want to take a chance with it. And
Keep me from climbing the wall again.
And
no,
keep
you actually
from-
had her under control
keep
from that
you
Yeah,
from
you
point
did.
on.
scattering the oil pan like
Yeah.
you did on Eddie.
Yeah,
You did.
yeah, I saw what you did to Eddie's, and I was like, no,
It's
I'm
scary,
doing mine
yeah.
in the trailer. Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's fear there.
And Eddie had no fear. Let's put another one in. And
I
see if
got
he
it
can
right up
go-
there.
Put his foot
Yeah.
through it.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
All right.
So that's what happened with that. That's my fault. Totally my fault.
Ruby really wants to say something, y'all, so she can go to bed.
Okay, so Jax was taking a picture with my teacher
They
today.
don't know your friends at school.
Okay.
Go ahead, hurry up.
That's what I have to do.
Okay,
No.
go quick, because we got to get back to this.
Tomorrow is Isabella's birthday, my friend.
Happy birthday, Isabella.
Oh,
Happy
there's Chris.
birthday.
Happy birthday, Isabella.
Chris said, get with me on the info on that machine, please.
Hmm.
Might want to get off you.
Yeah, Jet, you should have rented your cherry picker
No
out
doubt.
because we used it.
Eddie.
No, well, that's what I mean. Eddie used it. Who
So-
else? There were several
Yeah.
people that used it.
But we were all in a row too. It was like luck followed
We
right
were-
there.
we
with
were
us.
in
I
the
can
engine
tell you
top.
where the luck came from.
Yeah.
Tim Nash, when he pulled up, stuff started failing. I love racing with Tim, but I can promise you, if I race with Tim again, he will be on the complete opposite side of the pit from me, and that probably still won't even help.
Mm. All right,
We're going to bed.
we'll go to bed and I'll finish this.
Amen.
Go ahead, go to bed. All right, so we had some stuff come in today. We were gonna let Chase do this, but I'll go ahead and show you this.
She didn't want me to mess it up.
Good deal.
So, shirts are ordered. I know that there are no shirts on the website hardly at all. There are some. You just have to look. And then there's hoodies left, but there's only 3Xs and 4Xs in hoodies. So the new shirts, the new hoodies will be here by the end of November. We're counting on you, Scott Swanner, so that we can make those Christmas wish list, Scott. Plenty of hats on the website right now. So wanted to show you the hats that he has available right now. The back three are all the Cryptech hats. So they have that geometric design on them. These are 35. And then we still have like 5 left of the flame hat. And then this is the new hat. So it's a dark gray with a fluorescent orange back, and it's a snapback, and it's got the 45 Young gun on them. And both of those hats are $25. So with that being said, every purchase starting now through the end of December, Chase got his new hero cards in. You'll get a hero
Don't
card.
show 'em too much.
I know, right? You'll get a hero card with your purchase. And then we got new goodies in today from Lookout Graphics. Chase is so excited about these.
I love
So
these.
any purchase on the website, you'll get a hero card with it. There is now a sticker pack on the website. Look at these super cool stickers. So it's a Mississippi sticker with the 45, and you're going to get all 4 of these stickers in the sticker
That was
pack.
my favorite.
Isn't it? It's awesome. The blue industrial dock and door car, the pink Ashley Loren car, and the street
You
stop.
asked, we did it.
There's the street stop. So you'll get all 4 of these stickers in the sticker pack on there and a hero card with that. So that's my merch plug. Chase decided to empty his bank account this week with all the stuff that he's trying and throwing at. So that's Chase.
If y'all see new used parts on Facebook up for sale,
Don't judge.
just either buy them or scroll past it. Don't think anything of it.
Oh my goodness. All right. I'm out of questions on my side.
What's up, Mason Weirs? What's happening?
Oh, what's going on? Tell everybody we said hey
All right, Chase, when do you think you'll come to Lucas Oil?
next year. We wanted to make it this year, but with the street stock and everything to do with that. So there was a 3-race event going on that weekend, and we planned on going on it. We wrote it on our schedules, but we ended up being too busy to make that trip, unfortunately. But as for this season, we plan on making it there. Another one, I don't know if any of y'all know where this track is. It's called the Bull Ring, Dallas County Speedway. USMTS is racing there, I believe, this weekend. I plan on racing at that track with USMTS next year. So that's another one on the list.
No, nothing. All is well.
Right.
I can't deal with him. I can't.
Can we go?
Mm-mm. You can go. You can go to bed.
Are you not going to answer all these questions?
I don't. The stickers are on the website, Ryan. On the
Stickers
download?
are on the website.
Oh, the Diet Coke thing.
Yeah.
Oh, so this is our graphics guy. Lookout Graphics. They sent us these nice, cool Diet Coke koozies that you wear on your back through the pit.
You're gonna get 3 high noons in there.
Shut your mouth. Miss Tyra said it's for Diet Coke. This is not for beer people. This is for Diet Coke. Okay. All right. Gary wants to know if you're going to get yourself a tire demon. That's an interesting
I have a
question.
sponsor looking into getting me one. So yes, we're going to end up with one. That machine is awesome. If the people that own the company, the producer of it, know of us or anything like that, I love your product. I will certainly have one of your products, and I will certainly promote that product because it was a lifesaver at the racetrack and just convenient.
I think what I like the most about it, there's a lot of good qualities, but that variable speed where you
could go back and forth,
yeah.
variable speed.
That
It
was
had a
a lot.
right rear tire saver, which I'm bad about chunking the right rear tire out on Hoosiers. I'm not too bad about that with the American Racer deal, but they actually make a right rear tire saver sight tool, and that's what Tim showed me, and that's what I used on the right rear. And the right rear that I have looks brand new after hot laps and a heat race and B-main. So
We had that discussion about Bristol on the way home from Illinois. No, we are not going back to Bristol.
no Bristol for us.
No, it's not in the plans
No.
for next year.
the closest I would come is actually going there without a race car and hanging out with the guys at Weir's, but that depends
That
on
may
what my
happen.
season.
Yeah, that may
looks
happen
like.
if we're not racing.
Right.
But I'm curious to see how many locals around here go, because we were like the only one in this area. A few of
We
them were
were the
scheduled to
only
go
ones.
and they backed out, canceled, or had to, whatnot. So we were one of the only ones around here. So I'm curious if they're gonna, think.
I'll say there's at least 5 that'll end up being
I'm
there
curious
from
if
our
they're
area.
gonna go. Yeah, I'm curious. So
All right. What about Peevely in Missouri? We passed that track.
People.
Yeah.
I'm not against going there. It's not, if there's an event there that, maybe if they run there and then Tri-City runs on the same weekend, because that's the main thing. It needs to be an event where there's either going to be a lot of people or a lot of cars there. And that's not being cocky. That's just the only way it's really feasible for us.
well,
to
that
go.
or we need a Friday, Saturday show,
Right.
or we need to hit a track here and then a track there.
And
not too
that's what
far.
I mean.
Yeah.
We can't just go to Peevely and then come home. We need
Yeah.
3 or 4 races around there. But if they have that, then yeah, we'll be there.
We generally take our family vacation that third week on Chavis's birthday every year. So we could race all week
Yeah.
next year.
Bring it on.
Y'all heard it straight out
Unless
of Mama
Chase
Squirrel's
has-
mouth.
Unless Chase has a real job.
And a lot's got to happen between now and next year in order for me not to have a job.
I know. All in due
It's
time.
possible, but it's going to take a lot. Anyways, do we have anything else?
I mean, there's lots of little questions coming in. People just want to know where you're going to run. Charlotte, Lucas, Kokomo Clash, Dallas, Texas. Jeremy wants a shout out.
What's up, Jeremy?
Matt met you at Bristol, and you're a blessing to him in the sport. Oh, tell him, Chris. Tell him. As long as you come on with it, I can get one ordered. It looks like a 4-week lead time. He is slacking this week, Chris. He's
Come
been
on
too
with
busy trying to jack his car up
He's
instead of
trying to
just.
figure out what to order.
He needs a
Chris,
link
I need I'll send you a link to it. I'll send you the exact one.
so he can just click it.
Okay.
No guessing. He needs
Okay.
the link.
Thank you.
I'll
Chris.
get on it, Chris. Thank
Old
you,
girl
Chris.
is here. She's awesome. She's not here with us, but
She's not at the house right
yeah,
now.
she can't make the trips away from us because she's got
She's
away
still in
from
high
home
school.
because she's got to be responsible and go to school. But anyways, we wish she could have went with us, and she's a really big supporter of what I do, so I appreciate it. Anyways,
That's a great question from Ryan, and you need to try to. Have you
okay.
ever thought about doing the fan sponsor names on the MB?
I actually wouldn't be against doing a whole wrap with fan sponsors and my regular sponsors incorporated into it, kind of like a shadowed effect or a ghost effect with all of y'all's name behind it, all of our graphics. I think it'd be really neat. I'm not against it, however, and I'm not being disrespectful or ungrateful for what I have. We would have to have a few more fan sponsors than we have right now to do it.
I think you could make it work. I mean, I do like the idea of the shadow effect. It'd
Like
be
it
cool
being
if we,
ghosts.
well, and if we could get them to email their signatures, I'm sure I could make something where they could sign it and just do,
Yeah, we could.
something.
We'll look into that a little closer in the next year.
Are you going to Eldora?
I don't plan on it. Listen, guys, if you have not figured out by now, and not being mean to anybody, not saying anything bad about anybody, I'm not a fan of big racetracks or super speedways or anything like that. Bristol was completely out of my comfort zone. I personally, on my own, would have never went there. I'm thankful I did though, because I'm really not scared of anything now. But I'm not a fan of super speedways. You won't catch me somewhere like that if Fairbury's racing or somewhere like that. That's why I really want to go to the Dome, because I understand it's another one of those races where you might not bring home a car, but the racing there to me is more intriguing than the racing at Bristol or Eldora or a place like that.
The Bristol thing, I've been watching the videos here recently. I don't know why, but I went back to Bristol. Mom and Dad get emotional. If y'all hadn't seen that, you got to go watch it. Mom and Dad get emotional. That was the first night. The other one, the middle one, is trying to race her way into Bristol. And then the third one, I don't remember.
We
but
survived Bristol.
Right, and it's got us with the Weir's banner. We learned so much. You, I think, matured so much. And like you said, you're not scared of anything. But, man, the people we met there. Drake Troutman and his family. Chad Weir's and his crew, and Billy Steinberg, and just, a lot of racers that we never
And
would have
that's
met.
ultimately been the best part about us traveling anywhere.
No doubt.
We get so much more of a better experience away from home just because it's different.
Yeah, and then I like that.
I love.
Yeah.
I love
do.
racing it. It's home.
Yes.
I'm going to
And I'm
enjoy
not
Deep
saying
South.
anything disrespectful towards our local people or anything like that.
No,
because
we got great fans
without
at
them,
home.
I wouldn't be where I am today. But my point is in order for us to
keep
grow,
growing, we have
you
to
have
keep
to
reaching
keep
out to.
moving around.
And it makes you a better racer to hit a different track with different drivers and go. I do agree with that.
Tough drivers.
Yeah, man, that's the other thing.
Yeah.
Once again, not being disrespectful to our locals, but when you go out of town, the racing is
goodness.
so
It's because
much
they
more.
race
Better
so many
bring it.
nights a week.
Yeah.
Better bring it.
They are bad. They are bad.
Bring it and hope you brought enough.
That's it.
Hey, I just real quick, we are like over 45 minutes in. I hadn't seen no comments about I can't see you, can't hear you, or anything like that. We're 40 something minutes in. If it crashes now, we've went as long as we've ever went.
You had to go there.
I
didn't
had
you?
to do
You
it.
I
had
just
to go
want to
there.
say congratulations, Chase.
Uh,
Oh, sorry, Ruby. Very proud of you.
Well, that's because you beat him like a dog before he.
Rocky,
you don't know why. Y'all ought to see my back right now. Y'all see why I got my arms under the table? You
Train
beat
wreck.
my
It's
hands.
because he named it the train wreck.
Train
So-
wreck.
Well, they'll all be named that then. Are you going to sell your car and order a new 2022 car? No, sir, I am not. We may do something like that in 2023, but not this season. I'm honestly really happy with my car.
Absolutely.
If you don't follow Minnesota Dirt, the Steinberg family, great channel. We've hung out with them several times. Billy works for Weir's. Just great people.
Certainly.
Hey, Billy.
And another one, Skylar Fleming Family Racing. Y'all have to check them out on YouTube as well. They are local to us. They are a great family, and they support us and do, the same things as we do, and I love their channel. They sent me a receiver pouch, not like the one that, not the actual, like the standard one. They sent me a roll bar receiver mount, and I used it, and I loved it. I'm going to continue to use it, so thank you again, Mr. Skylar, not Mr. Skylar. He doesn't like that. Skylar, and y'all go check out Fleming Family Racing.
Oh my goodness, I can't.
Anyways,
Yeah.
any more questions? What about I-30? Yeah. No, I don't. Our car is not legal for IMCA or anything.
IMCA.
IMCA.
Billy Steinberg crawled all over me because I said IMCA. He was like, it is not IMCA. That's what we call it down south. IMCA.
IMCA. No disrespect to anyone. Not a fan of
You have to have too many stamped parts.
And that. Honestly, I'm not a fan of all of these UMP, USMTS, USRA. There should be one modified. I understand late models having a 604 and a super. That should be the two levels of late models to me. You know what I mean? Like, that should be that. There shouldn't be 8 different kinds of late models with
Somebody's
spec
calling you out
motors,
on
all
your
kinds of
negativity.
stuff.
Yeah, I can feel it. I'm sitting by you and I feel
No,
it.
It's coming off of it. Oh, yeah.
I'm just telling you my opinion. Y'all asked, and I told. Anyways, continuing on. Anything else?
That's fine. That is fine.
You got to get closer to the camera, Rocky.
That is fine.
Glare, there's a glare.
Saucer, Mississippi.
No, it's not saucy.
Y'all, I kid you not. It just locked up. Mine froze up. Are y'all froze up?
I'm not
Mine's still
froze up.
moving.
That'd be about right. I
Who
was
said
right.
it froze up?
Mine
There it
froze
is.
We're
up.
moving.
That's
Look.
your phone.
Plans for new
Oh, you
tracks
couldn't
up
see it.
east
Yeah, you could.
in 2022, like Ohio.
Thank you.
I don't really know of any other tracks in Ohio besides Eldora. If Eldora's
I don't
even
know
in
where that is.
Ohio, I'm not sure.
All I know is Mr. Eddie is pushing for Volusia.
We may end up in Florida.
We're gonna end up
Beginning of the
We're
year.
gonna end up racing with Troutman at the beginning of the season. I think that's how my season's gonna start out. We're gonna run a UMP event at East Bay or Volusia, one of the two. Depending on how long my Christmas break is with college, I'll probably end up running one of the two or maybe even both of them. So yeah, we're gonna be there.
Careful what you say.
What you mean?
Means you gotta back it up.
Mhm.
Okay, your hat's dirty.
Yes, ma'am. I work. Look, his isn't dirty.
Shit.
No.
Disgusting.
Is it that bad?
Gary Young, thank you. It's not froze up. He's
I
just
just-
trying to
these-
cause problems with us,
These fan sponsors, this is so cool.
isn't it?
All these little bubbles.
Man,
So
I
cool.
appreciate y'all. I
That's
appreciate
so
each
awesome.
one
Thank
of
y'all
you.
very, very much.
Well, I guess this is kind of the end of it, huh?
No, give them 6 minutes.
6 minutes.
Give them 6 minutes.
Yeah.
6 more minutes. for-
Y'all should ask Chase off the wall questions.
Oh yeah, bring it.
Just ask him
Please.
some
If
crazy
y'all want
stuff.
off the wall answers.
Give it to him.
Are we coming back to Cedar Lake? I'm not gonna say no because the Masters is a huge event. And if I feel like we could compete and be a top 10 with it, because we just went as a shot in the dark and we made it in
Yeah,
one
we were
night.
by ourselves, so I mean, it was.
If I felt like we could go and really be a contender, then we probably would go back to Cedar Lake. I enjoyed Cedar Lake.
I enjoyed
Beautiful
Cedar Lake.
area going through Wisconsin. I mean, I truly enjoyed that trip. I've enjoyed every trip we made. So yes, we would possibly do that.
What's my boy's name? Stephen.
Okay,
Stephen
so
Rose,
we
like the
have-
Like the flower.
Yeah.
I'm guessing the next question would be,
Mm.
you have tire problems in late models. I'm not real sure what tire problems in late models looks like. We do have occasional chunking on the right rear, but other than that, we don't hardly mess up tires. Where's Riley? Riley is at her house right now. I'm planning on going to see her after I end this video, hang out with her. I haven't seen her a whole lot since I came home from Illinois.
Are you
But
serious?
yeah, I'm serious.
It's what is
Compared to
tonight?
what we
Thursday?
normally do, yeah. I normally see Riley
Saw her
every day.
Sunday, Monday, yesterday. Yeah, you went to
No,
Riley's
I
yesterday.
didn't. No, I didn't.
Oh,
I
it was
went
storming here, so
Anyways.
Tuesday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday.
today, which is not normal. I mean,
No, because
anyways.
she's normally here tonight.
Yeah. Well, anyways, am I going to marry old girl? Depending on funding, yeah, maybe, later on in life. Way later on in life, once I'm able to
I can Mike.
self-support myself.
Mike.
Anyways, what are you guys going to do for a winter show? If-
Hunt, by God.
if I
hunt.
start racing, the soonest I'll be racing would be East Bay and Volusia. That would be the soonest I'll be able to race. You guys should come to race in Australia. That'd be an interesting way to
Can we
get
drive
over
there?
No, sir.
Oh, my goodness.
No, sir. Are them boys gonna pay for having that car shipped down
I know
there?
What's the difference in a B mod versus your car? Okay, the engine size is different, and they have to run a 2-barrel. Otherwise, and the shocks are a little different. Otherwise,
I got 2 questions for Rocky.
Oh,
So I think
Oh,
I'm
boy.
gonna ask him one and then we'll let it end on the other one.
Oh, boy.
So there's somebody here wants to know how much of them peanut M&Ms does Rocky have left? Asking for a friend.
Eddie Smith,
Eddie Smith wants to know.
half of them.
You got half left?
Half of them.
Okay.
I'm gonna work on them
So
when
the
I get
other
home.
question, let me go back because I saw it and I thought that was
it
a
would be
great
awesome
question.
to jump into a big black modified. That's another dream car to drive, but
Does Rocky have any advice for someone who wants to get into the fire service?
Yes. Absolutely. If you're doing it to get rich, don't do it. But if you're doing it because you have that passion to help someone, do it, get your education, stick with it, get in shape, and you'll make it.
A rewarding career. huh,
Absolutely.
Rocky? Yep.
Absolutely.
Heroes in my book.
No.
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
You can be humble, but yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
not everyone can do that, right?
No.
Are you going to upgrade your chassis in 2022? I am not. That might be something that we do next season.
He's doing it now.
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
Before the
I'm
weekend.
updating, not upgrading. Anyways, is the mullet coming back?
No.
Probably not. Probably not. Maybe later on in life.
Oh, these are good ones. What kind of music do you listen to, Chase?
I listen to country for the most part. I'll listen to like older rap here and there, like hard head. I'll listen to rap here and there, but for the most part, just country music. What else? Would you do a red, white, and blue rap? I'm not against it. It would just depend on what it was for.
Ice cream or cake?
That's an easy one.
Together.
Ice cream.
He eats ice cream 4 nights a week.
Together.
He gonna be way bigger than me one day. When that metabolism slows down a little, that boy eats junk worse than anybody
He
ever
does.
seen.
Does not eat anything healthy.
Ruby just
She did.
She did.
We're delayed, so when that just happened right here, I was able to watch it on the screen, and she was like sleeping, and all of a sudden just
She
boom.
has a big knot on her head.
Yeah.
Bless her heart.
Yeah.
Can you use data /
I don't know.
I don't know what you're asking, if I'm just being honest.
Mr. Chris, you can send him an email about that.
You're welcome, Michael. that's great. Good news. All right, y'all,
Okay, well,
Oh,
we're
wow, we're
hitting
in.
7:30. That concludes all of this. I appreciate each and every one of y'all
yeah,
for
thank
watching.
y'all very much for, there's 272 people that wanted to hear what we had to say.
Oh my gosh.
You a
I didn't
mama's
see
boy
that.
or daddy's boy? We'll answer that real quick.
Yeah, let's answer
Let's
that.
answer that.
I'm a mama's boy when it comes to everything in life. If I've got a problem, the first person I go to is my mom, being that
To
she's
calm.
kind of really, not necessarily that she doesn't snap, but she snaps in a different way than he does. And his way of snapping is by means of destroying everything around and he has a temper at times. And
Just with
she's-
you.
Yeah.
Just with you.
He's
She's
my
pretty
trigger.
Dipstick.
calm. So if
Dipstick.
in terms of that, I go to her first before I go to him. How was college? Really quickly, college is great. College is getting kind of repetitive and stuff, but we just moved into like some lathe stuff. We've been doing a whole bunch of milling stuff. It's awesome. I've already learned a whole lot. I can't wait to learn the CNC side of it though, because that's what I went for. But unfortunately, that is the last quarter of the class that I took the class for. But
You apparently got a great
I do.
instructor,
She's awesome.
and we really much appreciate
so
She's
her.
obviously
appreciative.
watching right
So
now.
Oh my
Lynn,
goodness. So
thank you
appreciative,
so much.
Miss Jamie. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Look who it is,
Oh, Lord.
Leroy.
His tooth's a little crooked. Gonna be all right.
We'll see you there, Mr. Eddie. I hope you have my head sock ironed and pressed for me, and my earbuds cleaned, and my my Hans device adjusted to fit perfectly. Anyways, thank you for watching. We hope to see y'all at Deep South this weekend. If you can't make it, we'll have a video posted Sunday or Monday.
Try to
depending
make
on-
it next week.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
gonna say the
sorry.
November 5th and 6th
Man,
It's gonna
weekend.
be a big race.
Last race.
Y'all should try to be there. It'd be worth your time to show up, hang out with all of us. Anyways, thank you for watching this. Thank you for your questions. Thank you so much for your support and allowing me and my family to do what we love to do. We'll see y'all in the next one.
Later.
Glad
Did you see Eddie said, dream
Dream
on
on. Yeah, about cleaning
about
everything.
washing everything?